All right, let's do it. So in order for me to best help you, I got to know where you want to go and where you're currently at. So I want you to do me a favor right now, and I want you to type in the chat. And as you type it, I want you to declare it. How much money would you love to be making per month by the end of this year? Type it in the chat. And as you type it, declare it. Haley, 20K. Woo! I'm seeing millions. I'm seeing 20,000. I'm seeing 50,000. Holy heck, guys. Type it and declare it. 50K period. I don't know who that was, but I saw it. I like the conviction. 800,000. Terry, I see you. Carolina, 50K. Paige, 20K. 100K declared. Samuel, 20K. Sam, 50. By December, 50K. Linz, I love it. Woohoo! All right, fantastic. If you haven't yet typed it in, make sure that you do. Vanessa, 50K, and will be a God's blessing. 100K. You guys have a big vision. You guys have got some big goals here. Outstanding. Now, the second thing here is oftentimes a little bit harder for us to declare. So now I want you to be really honest, because we are all Ohana, we're all family here. Now I want you to type into the chat how much you're currently making per month right now on average. 0, 0, 0, 0. We've got some 1Ks, 10Ks, 2,000, one sale, 5K, 15K, 15, 20,000, 4K. Awesome. So we have some good variances there. So we have some goals up to as much as $1 million, and we have people that are between 0 to 20,000. Fantastic. Now, what I want to ask you is, what in your opinion, what do you believe what's the bottleneck? What is it that's currently holding you back from hitting it? And type that in the chat. And you might notice that there's a little bit of repetition here, guys, because there is. Clarity is king. And sometimes when we're confused, we lack conviction because we don't know what we're focusing on. So to get clarity around where we're going, where we're at, and what's getting in our way, then therefore gives us the self-awareness to be able to deal with it. Oh my gosh, guys, there's a lot of leads today. I'm going to give you guys some stuff that's going to help you get some leads. Mark my words. Confidence, fantastic belief. Me and confidence, leads and conversations, conversion, income producing activities, creating ads. Yeah, awesome. How many of you guys, just quick show of hands, how many of you guys just notice that there's some commonalities between what everyone's sharing? How many of you notice when everyone's sharing that you're not alone, and many of the things that you're struggling with, other people are also struggling with too? Because in order for us to get to one stage in our business, we just simply have to overcome problems until we can find another problem to overcome, and so forth and so forth. So why do we fail? Generally speaking, we can categorize everything that you just shared into a few key things. And the first thing usually if we fail is that we don't have the right process. And the reality is, guys, is if you're on here today, I know that we have many different communities and platforms and leaders here. So chances are for the majority of you, you guys have access to the right process. Type I in the chat if you believe that. You feel like there is someone that you can go to, you have access to the right process. And I also realize that there'll be some of you on here today that don't feel like you have the right process, but I feel like the majority of you do. So my goal today isn't to give you a new process. My goal is like, how many of you feel like you have the process, but you need help arranging or organizing the process in the right way, in the right order, or in the right time, so that you can make the process you have work for you in the way that you need it to? There's a lot of yeses there for you. So type yes for that. You've got the process, but I don't know how to use it, arrange it in the right way, right order, because sequencing matters, guys. Yeah, it's not a lack of information that we're struggling with. In fact, how many of you guys inherently believe that you're actually suffering from infobesity, which is simply an excess of information without implementation? So I'm not here to give you more information. I want to help you simplify your process so you can amplify your results. Now, the second reason why we might fail is, I just want to tell you a quick story to be able to demonstrate this. How many of you guys know who Alex Hormozi is? Type yes in the chat and type no if you don't. I always find it interesting. I feel like not many of the Enagic community know who he is, which is crazy to me. We've got about 50-50 or less. Okay, cool. So look, anyway, Alex is an incredibly successful dude on social media. He's got millions, if not billion-dollar companies. And he's known for the Hormozi style reels. You know how when all the reels started to come out on Instagram, like the business style value ones with the captions? He's the guy that's kind of like responsible for them taking off. And so long story short, when Hormozi was trying to get one of his earlier businesses off the ground, one of his mentors said to him, he said, Alex, I want you to go out onto the weekend and I want you to hand out flyers into the community to be able to advertise for your business. And Alex said, yo, I'm going to do it. He goes out on the weekend. I'm just imagining him on a push bike. I don't know if he's walking or driving, but I imagine him on his push bike, and he goes out and he hands out 50 different flyers in 50 different letterboxes. He's like, yo, let's go. He's feeling pretty good about himself. He's being coachable. He goes back to his mentor on Monday. He says, yo, I handed out 50 flyers. And his mentor says to him, he says, 50? Some of you guys have heard this story. He said, 50? He said, we start at 5,000 and scale up to 20,000. And Alex said in that moment, he said, wow, what I realized was that I was actually doing the right thing, but I wasn't doing enough of it. And he said, in that moment, he said, I vowed never to allow a lack of volume to be the reason why I don't get the results that I want. So be really honest with me, guys. Is it possible for you to be doing some of, if not all of the right things, but you're simply not doing enough? How many of you on this call fit into that category? You got the process, guys. You know what you need to be doing, or some of it. You're simply not doing enough. You're simply not doing enough. And so I want to applaud you guys for your honesty. There's a lot of you guys that are commenting right now. Hey, Jenna, I just want to shout out to you. If you can take over just letting people into the room. Jenna, if you can hear me, if you can just take over for letting people into the room, that would be fantastic. Okay. So not doing enough. Now, lastly, the last one here, guys, is probably going to be the one that stings the most for some of you. You're just not good enough. The reason why you're not where you want to be is just simply because you're not good enough. You're not good enough. Now, when I say not good enough, I'm not saying that you're not worthy of love. You're not an incredible person. You're not enough or worthy of. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about, I saw someone write a post, and I can't remember who it was. But he said he saw someone say that you are worthy. And the guy goes, I wholeheartedly, completely disagree with that. Because he's like, if you want to grow a 50K a month business, he said, but if you don't have a 50K a month business, he said, then you're not worthy of it. Because if you were worthy of it, you'd have it. So the fact that you're not means you're not worthy of it. And the only way to become worthy of it is to become so undeniably good at what you're doing so it's impossible for you not to win. And then you'll get it. So then therefore you'll be worthy of it. How many of you feel me with that? How many of you, when I share that with you, find that actually quite freeing? And why that excites me, guys, is because, again, today, I want to talk to you about the process. I don't want to just give you the process. I want to help you simplify the process. But the second two, if you're not doing enough, or you feel like you're just simply not good enough at the thing yet, is that a good thing or a bad thing? In my opinion, it's absolutely a good thing. Because think about it. The only thing that is getting in the way of where you are right now and where you want to go, what is it? It's growth. One of my favorite quotes is like, yo, God is always using your experiences, both good and bad, to develop your calling. How many of you guys are here today because you have this huge ass vision, yet then you get given these experiences and you cry about it, when in fact that what you have right now, I don't care who you are, what you have right now is everything that you need to become and to go and get what you want. And so whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're going and growing through, like you want to be a 6A2-5, or you want to be doing 50,000 a month, the only reason you're not there yet is because you haven't yet become the person that can run it, which is incredibly inspiring because you can grow into that. How many of you feel me? So it's like, don't wish for less battles, become a better warrior. I say this all the time. Don't wish for less problems or struggle, become a better leader. Become a better leader.